Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now, 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 hey now. Welcome to hour number 3 of the Line Talk 99.5. Talk995.com, Andrew McLean, who.com, and Real Talk 99.5 TV on YouTube. That's right. God, Carrie, we're already in the third hour, Cole. What happened? How did we get
That's
here?
quick. Time flies when you're having fun, man.
That's right. We're having a lot of fun. A lot of fun. By the way, I just saw about 30 minutes ago there was a new winner on Tim McGraw tickets. So, if I'm not mistaken, you got 2 more chances to win Tim McGraw tickets. That would be tomorrow and Thursday. Tomorrow and Thursday on Dixon and Vining. You got to listen to the keyword for the keyword between 6 and 10. And when you hear the keyword, you text in, and I think they pick a random person to win those tickets. You might want to get in on that, Gary. You a Tim McGraw guy?
He's all right.
Do you like country music?
Some of it, not a lot.
Who's your favorite country artist?
Oh my gosh! For some reason, I like Randy Travis.
Randy Travis.
Mm-hmm.
What about your wife? She listen to country?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think she used to be into all the lady singers back in the day, but
My wife doesn't like country music either, I don't think. I think my ex-wife listened to country music. I don't remember if she did or not. I think my ex-wife likes to listen to herself talk. I think that's what she likes to do. That's what I remember. Yeah, but I grew up listening to country music, and so
who would you rank as your favorite country artist?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I mean, I guess somebody like Hank Jr.
Yeah, I would say that's probably mine too. Just you don't. For some reason, I don't think of him as country. I mean, he is, but in my mind, it's like a different genre of music for some reason.
I think one of my first concerts I ever went to was Aaron Tippin. Honky Tonk Superman.
See, I don't know who that is.
My mom took me to one of those concerts, and it was like in this ballroom. It's like a very small venue. It was Aaron Tippin. He got to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything.
Oh, yeah, still don't know it.
You don't know that song?
I don't.
Got to be your own man, not a puppet on a string. It's weird that I know the words to that.
Do not recall. That
A very powerful message, though. Stand for something or you fall for anything.
That's a good point.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Aaron Tippin, yeah, they used to listen. They was always listening to WCZK back in the day when we were in the car, so it was just all country music all the time. And then, as you get a certain age, you start discovering your own music, and there was the 90s alternative, and Mix 94.5, which was in this building.
Mix
that was
94.5.
Oh, dude, that was my station. I would go to sleep every night listening to that.
Soft rock 94.5.
Yeah, soft rock. It's soft rock. But yeah,
You know who I
music.
think was a DJ on that channel?
On Mix 94.5?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
One Val Vining.
Really?
I believe so. I
Was
could
she-
be
was-
wrong,
was
but I'm
she-
pretty sure that she was.
Was her
somewhere.
name Val Vining?
Yeah.
Or was it a different name?
No, it was Val.
You sure? Because didn't she have a different name?
I don't think so. She might have.
Am I allowed to say it if she did?
I mean,
Actually, I think I know what that name was.
let's hear it.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it.
There's one way to find out. Say it.
Gail O'Brien.
I don't know about that one.
Did I just make that up?
You may have. I don't know.
I thought that was her name back in the day.
Ah,
And maybe maybe that was her real name. Maybe that's her real name. Maybe I don't even know Val. Maybe I don't even know who she is.
I think now I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure she was
Valerie Vining is is a really good radio name.
the VV.
Double V. VV. VV.
But that channel didn't last very long. soft rock.
I don't know. I was a fan. I liked it. All right. 545-9950 Noto Roofing and OTOroofing.com. NotoRoofing.com. That is your roofing company. I'm not telling you that you need to call Noto or you should call Noto. I'm telling you have to call Noto because that is your roofing company. That is your roofing company. They're there for you. And in order for you to make sure everything's on the up and up, you got to get a free roof inspection. That's what they offer. That is their thing, man. Free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up, all for you. That's right. Just for you. So call them. Make sure you tell them you're part of the Hey Now Nation and let them take care of you. Let them get that hooked up. No obligation, no strings attached. Just a free roof inspection. 205-848-2299. NotoRoofing.com. What was I talking about? Oh, Chuck Schumer talking about Jim Crow. Some of these people belong in jail. I mean, I know that may seem a little harsh, but some of them do, especially the ones that are actively just funneling money, using their positions as congressmen and women to funnel money to themselves. You know Ayanna Pressley, you know the bald squad member?
Oh, yes.
She was, days before she was sworn into office, her husband quit his job where he was making $92,000 a year. Quit his $92,000 a year job to launch his own consulting firm. And then after he launched his consulting firm, their family net worth skyrocketed to $8 million.
Man, he's a great consultant.
This is the same song and dance that happens from politician to politician to politician. So it turns out Ilhan Omar's not the only far-left squad member getting rich while denouncing capitalism, which is the irony of all of this. Massachusetts Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley has seen her family's net worth explode since entering the swamp in 2018. According to Fox News, highlighted by Kayleigh McEnany and David Asman, the anti-capitalist squad member has gone from a negative net worth when she was elected to holding assets worth up to $8 million today. Back in 2018, Pressley first ran for Congress. Her financial disclosures showed a negative net worth of around negative $12,500. So she was worth negative $12,000 when she was sworn in. And those were modest figures with limited assets. Fast forward to 2024, and the picture is dramatically different. Pressley now reports assets valued between $1 million and $8 million, including a luxurious Martha's Vineyard rental property worth up to $5 million and multiple Boston rental properties valued up to $1 million apiece. 2019, she only reported one Boston property. How does a congressional salary of $174,000 account for this massive windfall? A key piece of the puzzle, as I noted, points directly to her husband, Conan Harris. Just 3 days before Pressley was sworn into Congress in January of 2019, Harris resigned from his $92,000 a year position as a senior public safety advisor. He was the public safety advisor for then Mayor Martin Walsh in Boston City Hall in that administration. He immediately launched his own consulting firm called Conan Harris and Associates. Very creative. The timing could create, according to ethics experts, the appearance of profiting off Pressley's rising political profile, but there's no need for red flags. You know exactly what happened here. Now, here's what's interesting. Is Conan Harris, Ayanna Pressley's husband, is a convicted felon who served 10 years in prison for drug trafficking before turning his life around. He cited Ayanna Pressley's married to a convicted felon. Okay. I mean, Oh, look at me. I'm shocked. I'm so surprised. He cited, when he launched this consulting firm, he cited the need for professional flexibility to support his wife's career. He did it not to make money, but to be able to still have a job and be flexible for his wife's needs. Yet his income reportedly tripled and more, reaching up to $350,000 by 2021, just a couple short years later, and even higher in the subsequent years through consulting gigs with nonprofits, businesses, and organizations tied to government initiatives. Presley's disclosures show the couple pulling in significant rental income, up to $350,000 in one recent year from property sales and rents, including from that posh Martha's Vineyard home purchased in 2023. And while Presley postures as a champion of the working class and demands rent relief for tenants, she's quietly become a major landlord, reaping capitalist profits. How about that? She wants rents to be frozen for people that can't afford to pay their rent. But I guarantee you, if her tenants in Boston told her, hey, I can't pay the rent this month, she'd kick them out. So, yeah, she belongs in jail, as many politicians do, Republican and Democrat alike. Some of them deserve to be in jail just because of what they say. That's what Democrats want anyway. They want to put you in jail for thought crimes, for saying stuff. We should do that. We should, with some of the slander that's out there, and again, Donald Trump does the right thing by suing these individuals. Some of the slander that's out there, they deserve to be held accountable. Here's a prime example. Ted Lieu, Chinese congressman, comes out yesterday during a press conference and talks about how Trump is in the Epstein files thousands of times, including allegations of Donald Trump raping and threatening to kill children. Yes, he said this out loud. Listen.
So why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage your press to go look at these allegations, and I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said, essentially, that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law, of the federal sex trafficking law. So Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of pictures of minors unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls.
So he's saying they didn't do enough, but they did too much? Is that what he just said?
I'm not quite sure what he said.
Oh, Donald Trump raping kids and threatening to kill them. I don't know why I did a Hispanic accent there.
He's the only one coming out to say that, right?
So far. But I'm sure there's other people out there. Oh, Donald Trump needs to be arrested. Ted Lieu, man. This is another individual that's had quite the allegations against him, including siding with the CCP, as he is, Chinese descent. But you don't have to be of Chinese descent to side with the CCP. Tim Walz did it. Even Kamala Harris, before picking him as VP, was investigating whether or not Tim Walz was involved in the Chinese government. which every sign pointed to, that he was a CCP sympathizer, but, that's neither here nor there. But that's the thing. I think what happened is Ted Lieu did not get the memo because everybody else in the Democrat Party has kind of let the Epstein files go. Because what's said about Donald Trump in the Epstein files was stuff that's already been out there and stuff that's already been debunked or deemed not credible by the FBI, by Joe Biden's FBI. It's been deemed not credible by the FBI that wants to throw Trump in jail. And if anything, if you go look through it, I mean, you've got plenty of instances of even Epstein colluding to try to take Donald Trump down. And if Epstein had some dirt on Donald Trump, he could easily have gotten him taken out. But nothing ever came out. Again, Democrats as a whole are supposed to be backing away from the Epstein files, but instead Ted Lieu's like, no, we're Donald Trump. Donald Trump in the Epstein files. Okay, buddy. Whatever you say. Quick break. More of The Line coming up right after this. All right, let me put this out here right quick from my boy Evan. I told him I'd mention this because they've got a cool thing going on at the American Legion over in Leeds that's supporting the veterans and the community for kids and stuff. They got a big birthday party going on for Nathan Combs. They're gonna have live music. They've got a food truck. Looks like a taco truck there called what is it? Mijos. I don't know. I've never had it, but it sounds good. But they're doing cheers and beers to 40 years. They've got some live music by Final Transmission, which is a classic rock, alternative rock, country mix kind of deal, and it sounds like it's going to be a good time. So, if you need something to do this Friday, that's it. 8299 Railroad Avenue, Northeast in Leeds. That's right there, kind of right off Main Street. For those of y'all that know the area well, you can find it. If you got any questions about it, y'all can hit me up. I'll give you the info you need. But be a cool thing to go see some good music and eat some good food and drink some beers. Everybody wants to drink some beers, right? Let's go with Tom in Pear City. Tom, what's up?
Hold on, man. What's going on? Listen, I used to call Val on when she was at 94.5. I'd call in for Rick Springfield, Jesse's Girl, every time.
Really?
Yeah, long time ago when she was the DJ, I'd call in and request it when, Jesse's Girl was hot back in the day. That's a long time ago.
You know that was our first bumper song of the day, right?
Do what?
That was our first bumper song today because the person that won the Hey Now roll call picked Jesse's Girl. It was actually somebody named Jesse picked it.
Yep,
actually, I picked it, but they were like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know. So
was her name Valerie Vining back then?
I can't recall. I think it was though. I think it was.
You was partying too hard. You
I
couldn't
remember
remember.
when she first started on 99 Talk. I called her and said, "This is Tom from." I was in Hoover back in the day, and she goes, "Oh, lost voice." So that was a lost voice she hadn't heard in a long time. So, but I won a compact disc player. It was kind of like when it became Mark and Brian. I won a CD player and a record player that was attached together, and a bunch of CDs for them. Man, that's when they were real hot back in the day. CD players and stereo players put together.
Oh, a big
man,
time.
that was awesome. Speaking of Turtles, man, I used to love going to that place. How do you remember Goodies? That's real old.
How do I remember Sam? Sam Goodies was around when I was in high school. It was in the mall.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep. We'd go there, and then we'd go hit the arcade. There used to be an arcade there. We'd love to go play. And then Spencer's was always over there, too.
Life was so simple back then, man.
That was such a fun time, man. I mean, I swear, dude. You can't do that no more.
We didn't have money or anything, but as long as we were hanging out with our friends, walking around the mall, that's all we ever needed.
That's all we did, man. That was it. They just cruise the mall. Try to pick up chicks.
Yeah.
All right, man. Later, Cuzzy.
All right, buddy. There's Tom going down memory lane. Sam Goody. Ronnie's up next. Ronnie, how are you?
Hey, guys. I think that Ted Fang or whatever his name is, there was none of that in the files. I think he's probably staring down the barrels of a lawsuit on that one. I mean, that's crazy. But this morning on Dixon and Vining, there was a report that Epstein was invited to the University of Alabama in the early 2000s. And they said it was a professor, but I'm pretty sure I know who it was. You remember a coach, Mike Price?
I do.
I'm pretty sure Mike Price was the one who invited him to the strip clubs.
So that's right. Mike Price was the one involved in the strip clubs.
Yeah, he made it 3 months that he was in strip clubs.
What do you think,
I'm pretty sure it was Mike Price that invited him.
I mean, if anybody would have, it would have been him for sure. Absolutely.
I mean, Paul Feinbaum would have the 411 on that. Can we hit him up and ask him if he remembers?
Yeah,
any?
hit Paul up. Paul loves me. Hit Paul up. He will.
I'll text him and see
He'll
what he
get a
says.
kick out of that. But if anybody invited Epstein to the University of Alabama in the early 2000s, it would have definitely been Mike Price.
There's no doubt about it. No doubt.
All right, guys, love the show. Hey, hey.
Hey now, thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, it's I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that Epstein was invited. What did you say back in the early 2000s? I mean, that's Mike Price era.
Yeah, I think it was the summer of 2000 when all that happened. Maybe it was 2001. I think it was 2001.
Price, you dirty old man.
Let's roll, baby.
But listen, man, coach, you got a big job at the University of Alabama. You take a load off, man.
Hey,
Get some relaxation, see a couple titties, you know.
it was one of the pieces of the puzzles to get Nick Saban to Alabama.
Yeah.
If it was not for Mike Price getting fired so quickly, you never
Nick
know.
Saban shouldn't be thanking those strippers. They should rename. Do we remember what strip club it was?
Oh man.
They should rename that Saban Strip Club.
Well, no, maybe Mike Price.
'Cause
The
let's-
Price is Right strip club. Maybe.
But think of the service that those young ladies did for the University of Alabama football program.
I don't think you want to taint Saban's name on a strip club, though. That's blasphemy.
Well, okay, then name it after the stripper.
Okay, good. I think it was what was it? May have been Crimson. Who knows? Crimson's on the main stage. Crimson on the main stage, on the jagged stage.
Crazy.
Good times.
All right, 205-545-9950. Speaking of Epstein, Caitlin Collins, Trump was in the Oval Office yesterday. I think maybe he was signing some executive orders or announcing something. I didn't even see the whole thing, but I saw the questioning. Caitlin Collins absolutely got the business yesterday, and I loved every second of it. I'll give that to you when we get back. All right, so right now, there is I guess maybe a roundtable going on with Keith Siegel, who is a freed American Israeli hostage, with Melania Trump as he speaks on his release. Let's dip into this just for a second.
And I just want to mention the extraordinary mobilization in the fight for Aviva and all of the hostages' freedom, and how it moved me deeply. And it showed us the true meaning of holding on to hope, even in the most difficult moments. Now that I have regained my freedom, and I celebrated 1 year of freedom, being released from captivity this Sunday, I have committed myself to partnering with IsraAID, an Israeli humanitarian aid organization, to help restore hope for others. Giving back is a crucial part of my recovery and rehabilitation process. Aviva and I just came on Sunday, from one of the world's largest refugee camps in Kenya called Kakuma. In Kakuma, IsraAID is providing access to clean water, hygiene, sanitation, and education to thousands of refugees that otherwise would not have any of those. The work of IsraAID has inspired me and given me a new sense of purpose. What a remarkable and amazing accomplishment, bringing all of the hostages back home. And we have a mission ahead of us to help others that are struggling. And this is our new mission in life. This is the road we are on. This is our journey. And I also want to end by congratulating you on the release of your movie. So much looking forward to seeing it, and so grateful for you deciding to have Aviva be a part of your movie. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Would you like to say a few words?
I just want to say that I waited for the last hostage to come home to thank you. Because when we met, before Keith came home, you gave me so much hope. And
Okay, so I'll jump in here. I guess they're kind of just sharing their stories with Melania there at the White House. This other lady is Aviva Siegel, who is also a freed American Israeli hostage. And they're just, I guess, recounting their stories and thanking Melania and really the Trump administration for what it is that they did and accomplishing getting them back home, which is a huge accomplishment that not many news outlets would even were reporting on a few days ago when the last body actually came home. It was just a little blip in the news. No big deal. We got to talk about Trump is in the Epstein files and ICE in Minnesota. People are ridiculous. Underdog Fantasy, UnderdogFantasy.com, and the Underdog Fantasy app. That's right. Have you downloaded Underdog? We got the big game coming up just in a matter of days. We didn't really talk to Damian that much about it, but, everybody's going to be watching it. And most people don't have a dog in the fight. For the vast majority of people, their team is not in the big game. They're not well, Steve West is a Patriots fan, but most people aren't Patriots or Seahawks fans. But here's a way to get in there and feel like you've got some skin in the game is download the Underdog app, use my promo code HeyNow, all one word, HEYNOW, and start making some picks. And you can make as many picks as you want. You pick between, I think, 3 and 8 or 2 and 8 picks per set, but you can do as many of those as you want. You get your picks right, you win real money. I mean, real moolah. Don't you want to win real money? Plus, it gets you excited, man. You really, really get involved in the game and watching the game when you have the ability to win money like that. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code HeyNow to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code HeyNow. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 19 or older and present in Alabama. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. I got E. Is it EW?
TW.
TW. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, it's TW. I was going to tell you, you were talking about Mike Price, and he was down there playing a golf tournament in Milton, Florida at the Moors, and then went to that strip club. It was called Arity's Angels in Pensacola. And then I guess he took a couple of those strippers home with him, or to a room with him. Everybody knows what happens there. But after that strip club, they had a big sign out front of the there was a big road where everybody had to go to the Naval Air Station, but it says, "We welcome university credit cards here."
Nice.
So
that's good marketing.
Yeah. I mean, they thought it was funny, but I guess he didn't.
No.
Anyway, yeah, I was actually living down there at that time that happened.
That's funny. That's good stuff.
Anyway,
all right,
I guess
TW.
He was hey now, right?
Hey now, that's right. Hey now.
All right, guys.
See you, buddy. Yeah, that was a big whodunit. But as Kerry said, if it weren't for that, then you might not even have Nick Saban. So, and there's a Nick Saban documentary coming out, isn't it? Like a 6-parter, 30 for 30 something gimmick.
Yeah, something like that.
And you know, Nick Saban had been a thorn in my side as a Tennessee fan for years and years and years. But I actually want to watch that. I feel like it's probably pretty good. Nick Saban feels like such a wholesome guy now. Like
you can like him now.
Yeah,
it's okay to like Saban now.
Well, it's
right?
hard to not like him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Steve Spurrier retired. You know, hated Spurrier, absolutely hated him. But once he retired, you know, it is hard to hate Lane Kiffin.
No, you can't hate Lane.
But he's such a freaking snake that you want to be mad at him all the time.
Well, I mean, you knew how he was, and you act surprised that he did that.
Well, if I'm an LSU fan, I'm incredibly nervous that we're going to just get dropped like a sack of potatoes one day soon. He'll leave you in the course over the course of a year. Like, don't doubt that.
I think there's only one job he would leave for, and you know what that is?
What?
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
No.
Oh, he would leave. He would leave LSU in a heartbeat.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's already seen the inside of what that looks like. I don't know.
That's why he wants to go back.
Well, maybe, I guess if DeBoer doesn't pan out, then yeah, maybe he's like, okay, there's enough time that's passed since Saban's gone that I can not technically be in his shadow.
Yeah, he may have. I don't know.
Dude, he's the type of guy that'll leave for Northwestern if the money's right. Like,
no, he ain't.
Yes, dude. You can't. He'll go to Northwestern and be like, "This is my dream job."
There is not a high school coach that would go to Northwestern.
I'm just saying, that's the type of person Lane Kiffin is.
No,
he will, man. If you got a university that's got a bunch of hot co-eds and you give enough money, Lane Kiffin is out.
If it was about the money, man, he'd stayed at Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's looking for some Bayou honeys now.
He's not like that.
Right. So I saw this, and I didn't watch this press conference in real time, but I caught an AL.com article, and it was essentially, in so many words, talking about how mean Donald Trump was to Alabama's own Caitlin Collins yesterday. And I was like, oh, that must have been bad. AL.com's got this whole big thing where they act like Caitlin Collins is the latest and greatest thing to ever come out of the state. It says, here's what the headline says. Trump again attacks Alabama native CNN reporter. Quote, I don't think I've ever seen you smile. And the picture they posted of Caitlin Collins, as you can imagine, is a picture of her smiling. So AL.com can say, look, Trump lied again. I got a picture of her smiling right there. Look at that. Listen to the interaction between these two from yesterday afternoon.
You talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I didn't. I have a lot of things I'm doing, a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned 2 names. I'm sure they're fine. Otherwise, it would have been major headlines.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
The fact that they thought they released too much. I heard that, and you tell me something else. No, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really, now that nothing came out about me, other than there was a conspiracy against me, literally, by Epstein and other people. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
What would you say to people
like
who feel like they haven't gotten
healthcare,
justice, Mr. President?
something that people care about? Yeah, what did you say? Go ahead.
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they haven't gotten
You are the
justice?
worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. She's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face. You know why? You know why you're not smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth, and you're a very dishonest organization, and they should be ashamed of you.
So good. I don't think I've ever seen you. She really doesn't smile that much, because liberal white women don't know how to smile. They don't know how to be happy.
Would you smile if you worked for CNN?
No, absolutely not. To be a liberal white woman is the most unhappiest thing to be. Like, it is a requirement that you be miserable. A requirement. But speaking of Epstein, New York Post put out, as people are continuing to dive through these 3 million pages, that federal prosecutors met with lawyers for Jeffrey Epstein on July 29th, 2019, when his camp, quote, in very general terms, discussed the possibility of a resolution of the case and the possibility of Jeffrey Epstein's cooperation, according to an FBI record that was made public in the Epstein files. So, wait a minute. Weeks before he killed himself, days before he killed himself, allegedly? You mean to tell me that Jeffrey Epstein's lawyers quietly sat down with federal prosecutors and floated the idea of cooperation? No specifics, just the classic, hypothetically, if our client were to help kind of thing. 2 weeks later, he's dead. Did anybody find that weird? Epstein was about to speak with federal authorities, and then all of a sudden, he dead. He gone. Jeffrey Epstein about to speak with police, and he's dead. The timing is impeccable. There's so much in these files, so much to go through. In the days to come, there's going to be even more stuff come out. Remember, 3 million pages. You can go to the DOJ website and search for keywords like, put in whatever you want, like pizza, and have all the files that have that word in it pop up. You could go type in Carrie Adams and see if Carrie's in the Epstein files.
Don't do that.
But don't do that. I'm not suggesting that. But, it's just different words, whatever you think of. If you're curious if it's in the Epstein files, you can get it all right there. But, yeah. Another one bites the dust, man. Sure as Jeffrey Epstein's lawyers were ready to start squawking, Jeffrey Epstein's gone. That's how that always pans out. 205-545-9950. Quick break. More show coming up. But there's no need to ask any questions about that. Let's just talk about Trump. Because, again, it's got to be a big diversion. You can't really ask any questions about the relationship between Epstein and all these other people, Stacey Plaskett or whoever. And you got more Democrats running for office that will continue to keep up that charade and keep up with the distractions. There's one in particular, top Democrat running for U.S. Senate. Is he running in Texas? His name is James Tallarico. And he's eyeing to be senator from Texas. I guess he's taking, I don't know who's up for, is it Ted Cruz seat that's up for grabs? And I guess that would mean he's running against Representative Ratchet Jasmine Crockett. This James Tallarico claims to be an evangelical. And I know you're saying to yourself, how can you be such a thing and be a Democrat? Well, Jesus isn't for a political party, but Jesus does have, and God has a set of rules that have been laid out in a book we call the Bible that just don't really line up with your typical Democrat policies. And you think to yourself, how do they justify this? How do they justify the two and say that, I believe this because this is okay? And I got a word from James Tallarico that I had never even thought as to why the Democrats, evangelical Democrats, believe abortion is okay. And they claim this is from the Bible. Listen.
But I say all this in terms of, in context of abortion, because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asks for Mary's consent, which is remarkable. I mean, go back and read this in Luke. I mean, the angel comes down and asks Mary if this is something she wants to do. And she says, if it is God's will, let it be done. Let it be. Let it happen. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of our most central stories that creation has to be done with consent. You cannot force someone to create. Creation is one of the most sacred acts that we engage in as human beings. But that has to be done with consent. It has to be done with freedom. And to me, that is absolutely consistent with the ministry and life and death of Jesus. And so that's how I come down on that side of the issue.
Amazing. So apparently, abortion is justified in the Bible. As the angel came to Mary and says, do I have your permission? Do I have your consent?
What would have happened if she said no?
Then we'd all be doomed to hell.
We wouldn't be here.
It's weird, but he kind of explains it himself, saying that nobody can force you. Nobody should be able to force you to create a life. Well, who's arguing that? We're not talking about the creation of life. We're talking about the ending of life. The idea of abortion happens after the creation of the baby. That was one of the most absurd things I have ever heard.